Theorist Academy, where the very
let's
best
see.
and brightest of theorists come to hone their skills. And now that you've signed up to join our ranks, it's time to present you with your official mandatory Theorist Academy uniform. You're required to wear this all day, every day. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I forgot the most important thing. We also care about your nutrition here, so we require all our students drink at least 6 Diet Cokes an hour. Better start drinking.
Diet Coke is very good for you.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Style Theory, where the only thing you need to do to become one of the cool kids is subscribe. Not that I was ever a cool kid in school. I was an overachieving drama
not
nerd,
gonna
and
be a
I
cool
was
kid. I'm not
proud of
subscribing.
it. Feast your peepers on some of this cringe.
I'm the champion, yeah! Okay, I'll give the audience what they want, John. Here we go. Always wanted to be in Riverdance.
Just introduce yourself to me. Even if I don't know you, it's a great way to meet new people. And, you know, I'd be honored to meet you myself.
My pants had so many pleats it was like I was a hot air balloon ready to take off. MC Hammer's parachute pants had nothing on these babies. And let me tell you, nothing distracts you away from that unibrow better than a neon orange button-down extra large shirt. Needless to say, my fashion sense at the time was, unconventional to say the least. And I've definitely found better, healthier ways to funnel what I liked about my clothes. Color,
good.
sparkles, stuff that feels a bit more formal like suit jacks and just interesting textures.
Hold on, guys. The music just started playing. Speaking of music,
Bruh.
subscribe right now or else I will cut off your legs. Yeah, that's right.
Into clothing that actually works better and makes more sense for who I am today. That said, I always wondered what would have happened if I went to a school with a uniform, if school would have been easier for me, if I would have gotten less bullied. And what's a style channel for if not to research and examine my past childhood traumas for content instead of going to therapy? That's a joke, by the way. We are very pro-therapy here at
Interesting.
Theorist. Anyway, it's time to dive back into the hellish hallways of high school
All right,
to
let's
see
dive.
whether uniforms help or hurt your educational experience, at least according to science. First
According
things
to
first,
science.
let's talk about where the whole idea for matching sets of children came from. When I think about school uniforms, my mind immediately goes to the kind that you see in media. The blazers and ties paired with trousers and skirts. Turns out this is still pretty darn faithful to the original concept of school uniforms, which originally dated back as far as 1222 in England. As I found out, England is basically the motherland for the school uniform. Everyone from the US
Makes
to
sense.
Japanese
Everyone there
anime
wears
takes its
uniforms,
cue
so.
from England's long history of students in jumpers and knee-high socks. But it didn't always start that way. Originally, all schools were for men studying religion, specifically Christianity. And the Archbishop of Canterbury, who was the head of the church there,
That's my last name.
required attendees studying religious texts to wear something known as
I
the
like
Catholic
that word.
klausa, basically the cross-section of a priest's robe and a wizarding ensemble. The first recording of more modern-looking school uniforms was in the 16th century at the Christ's Hospital School, known for its blue blazers and yellow socks. Look at that dapper dude just rocking his stuff.
Dapper.
So fast forward to today with schools full of every blue-green and blue-green plaid version of their
Blue-green.
uniform. Why are they still considered kind of a controversial subject? It's been like 800 years. Why haven't we figured out whether school uniforms or no school uniforms
taking my
are
shoes
better
off
for the
right
kid?
now,
But
so
to
this is
understand
kinda
that, we
awkward.
need to know what the uniforms are intended
Canterbury?
to do. The big
Yes.
pro-uniform argument actually falls into 3 major categories: money, performance, and social. So let's break each of these down. Money is pretty self-explanatory, right? Most of us have gone back to school shopping at least at one point in our lives. Not only does the
Bozo.
standard back-to-school list involve the school supplies that you need, like
Subscribe
pencils,
right
notebooks,
now,
and
or
my
else I
personal
will cut off
favorite, the
your
graphing
legs.
calculator, rest in peace TI-83
You
Silver
heard them.
Edition, it usually involves new clothing for the school year. Now, your mileage may vary, depending on how much you grow or keep up with the latest trends on TikTok, but either way, the clothing costs for school can add up real fast.
It goes up,
According
bro.
to Statista.com, the average parent was expected to spend approximately $864.35 on back-to-school shopping in 2022. Clothes and shoes clocked in at $431.74, just 87 cents away from being half of the total spendings. We also have to consider what exactly is meant by the average. If you're anything like me, my family went to the abandoned mall in central Cleveland where there was like one
Cleveland,
Dillard's
Ohio.
outlet in the middle of this thing with everything 90% off. And then once we were there, we bought all-size extra-large button-down shirts because, hey, those are the types of clothing that would last. I mean, I was wearing stuff that was so big it probably could have passed as a poncho. We shopped very rarely. I was expected to keep all my clothes in excellent condition, and like I said, if you buy the biggest size right off the bat, well, you never grow out of anything. But But kids at the other end of the spectrum going to my same school might be shopping, say, 3 to 4 times during the school year, or heck, every weekend. And they were shopping
Rich
at the
people
fancy
activities,
places, like
man.
the not sale rack in the real mall. When I was in school, if you had those polo shirts from Abercrombie and Fitch that came in every color, you were living it large. If you could swing for dark wash jeans and a sweater vest from Lacoste or DKNY, you were living that rich kid life. The point is, there is a huge
I live
range
rich because
here.
I'm rich.
Most kids, if given the option, are gonna flex all over their peers in the grade school land grab for social status. The idea of having school uniforms is that it takes away the visual reminder of what could be a huge income gap between wealthy and non-wealthy students. Everyone buys the uniform from the uniform store, everyone looks the same. No one is given extra social status because of their clothes. In theory, in style theory, this principle is totally solid. So let's just see what you're spending on school uniforms versus that average of $430 on school clothes. Well, as you would probably expect, the standard school uniform is gonna range in price as well. They can cost anywhere between $25 and $200 per outfit. Speaking to members of Team Theorist who had experience with school uniforms at some point in their lives, they weighed in that their uniforms cost between $50 to $70 per outfit, which fits the range pretty darn well. That seems like a pretty good deal, but remember, you need a uniform for every day. Most school guidelines suggest 6 outfits, one for each day of the week, as well as one extra, in case of an art class disaster or something. Taking the average cost of a uniform, that means that you're paying somewhere between $300 and $420 on outfits. Or, if we're talking about the very top end of the range...
I understand, right? There's the thingy-mabobbers, right? But for me, if I needed one of those uniforms, I'm about 800 pounds on a good day. So, what would I do? Because they don't make that outfit for me. They make it for average folk. Like 200 pounds and under. So, boom. And I'm 6'5". Boom. What am I going to do?
About $600.
I'm out.
All of this is assuming that the school doesn't have
It's over. I don't get to go to school because I don't have uniform.
Blazers or dress shoes. If you're looking at the average cost of uniforms, then you're hanging right in the range of the average spend for families on back-to-school clothing, which again is just an average. On the plus side, this means that yes, ultra-wealthy families are now restricted to the uniform. No more rubbing designer brands and everyone.
They're tailored for students. Yeah, but they cannot tailor the size of a boat.
Face.
They don't make suits for boats. I don't know what that face is. It's just a weird face I thought I'd try to use today.
Bruh.
Hey, don't bruh in me.
Bruh.
Hey.
Subscribe right now or else I will cut off your legs.
Yeah.
Bruh.
That's right.
However, it also means that there's less flexibility for lower income families who, if they were allowed, might have been able to make their dollars go further through thrifting or other clever clothing solutions. In short, the uniform is a system that brings everyone towards the middle for better or worse. That said, even though school uniforms are meant to stay the same, the times they are a-changin'. Since the return to in-person schooling post-pandemic, there are more reports of low-income families being unable to meet the costs of uniform regulations. There seem to be a lot of reasons for this. First and
So my reason is don't get the school stuff because it's bad. Just wear whatever you want. It's not that big of a deal.